Hey guys, happy Wednesday. This is your lesson. You don't have any live class today, but you do have this independent work, and here it is. And I'm going to run you through it real fast, okay? So here's the dates 9/16 today. The title is What's the Matter? Yesterday, you thought about what it looked like if you zoomed in on water. You looked at little particles of water, you thought about them. Maybe you used this, I'll move me out of the way here. Use this uh, app, you went to this website, and you kind of looked at this model. You thought of these little balls as particles. You went, okay, that makes some sense. My question for you now is what if you zoomed in on the chair you're sitting on, or if you're on your bed, what if you zoomed in on your bed, on a pencil, on a table, anything that is hard and solid? Do you think the particles would look like water particles? Would they look the same? Would they be different? Why? Why not? Why would they not look the same? Or why would they look the same? So I want you to think about that and tell me here. That means you can pause this video and go answer it if you want, or I'll listen to the whole explanation and do the whole thing. Up to you. So you can use this sentence starter. I think particles in my chair would look the same, different, maybe the same except for this part. What? Because, tell me why. Okay, so today I have another scientist of the day for you. We have a learning target. I'm going to talk a little bit about, introduce you to what is chemistry. That's what we're working on right now. And then you're going to do a little investigation by yourself. Okay, you're going to look into what are the three states of matter and how are they different. And I'm going to give you 5 resources, 5 links. I'm asking you to use at least 2, maybe 3. Hey, if you got time, do all 5. And then a little exit ticket at the end. Bessie Coleman is one of my favorite people to teach students about. My favorite people, really. So you can see the year that she was born and the year that she passed away. One thing I always do with students when I have them in class is ask them, how old was she when she passed away? And that means you have to do a little mental math. You have to take the year that she died and subtract the year that she was alive. So you can do that now. I won't even tell you the answer. That's just a good mental math thing to always be doing. How old was this person? She was the first African American and also the first Native American woman to get a pilot's license. When she was around, when she was an adult, and again, this was like in 1920s, there were 0 opportunities. It was just not a thing for Black or Native women to learn how to fly in the United States. She tried. She was this really smart woman, and she had like all the credentials, and she had the money, and she was trying to go to schools, and they just wouldn't let her in. So she actually went to France. She got some people to raise money for her, and she moved to France to become a pilot. And that's like moving to another planet. Back in 1920, that was a long time ago. It is not easy just to move continents, so that's pretty cool. She became a famous stunt pilot, and she inspired a lot of others. She was like the first ever person. Now, some people argue that she's not a scientist, but I disagree because to be a pilot, you're actually studying a whole lot of physics. You're learning how the plane works so that you understand what you're doing and how to fix it if there's something goes wrong. So there's actually a ton of science that pilots have to learn to get their pilot's license. So uh, Bessie Coleman, to me, totally a scientist. If you want to learn more, this is a pretty short biography. You can read here. I attached a little video down here. You can learn more. Learn more about Bessie Coleman. Very cool. I'll keep going here. So our learning target today, our standard is this standard. It's a middle school physics standard 1-4. Develop a model that predicts particle motion and state of added or removed. So what we're going to be able to do is I want you to be able to use models of particles to identify different states of matter. Okay, and we'll talk about what all those things mean. So a model in everyday language, you might think that to model, like as a verb, is to like show off. Oh, let me model my new hat, or maybe you're a hand model and you model like diamond rings or something. But in science, when you model something, is that you're creating a visual or a written explanation for a science idea. Usually things you can't see. So we make models of particles because we can't see particles because they're tiny. We know they're there because of all the evidence that scientists collect. Like yesterday, like why would food coloring spread out in the water? The only real reason that could happen is if water is made of these tiny little balls that are moving all around and around and around. That's what we call a model. When we start drawing water not as like one thing in a glass, but a tiny bunch of little things. We can't see those little things, but we know that they're there because of how water behaves, and we can draw them to try to explain things like how food coloring gets spread out. So today we're going to be looking at models of particles to try to think about different states of matter. Okay, so let me move myself out of the way here again. Chemistry is just one branch or one type of science. I like this image over here. Different types of science, the trees of science. Science in general, you can think about it as chemistry, biology, physics. There's a lot of, even those can be broken up into a lot of different pieces. Chemistry is the study of matter, hence the title today, What's the Matter? But what is matter? What is matter? What do we mean? So here's the definition. Matter is the stuff that makes up the universe. My head's made of matter. Your Chromebook's made of matter. Water is matter. Even air. Can you feel me blowing on your face? No, you can't. Well, blow on your hand. You can feel it. Air, your breath, is made of stuff. Anything that takes up space, that has mass, that has weight to it, is made of matter. So this apple, we know this apple is matter because it takes up space. It takes up about this much space. And there, it weighs 73.5 grams. It is matter. On Earth, matter exists in 3 different states, depending on how much energy they have. Today we'll learn about those 3 states. You might have seen videos or heard about other states of matter, and you're 100% true. There are different states of matter. There's like 8 or 10, or there's a lot. But most of those are so extreme that's like in the sun, matter can be different. And that's fair. You're not wrong. But it's not as useful for us to learn about those because at this point in 7th grade science, we're still learning kind of the baseline for matter. And when you go into high school and college and grad school and you become a doctor in physics, you'll learn more about those things. But we really interact with the world in 3 states. We interact in the world in solids, like Mr. Irvy's hard head, and liquids, like your water that you drink for breakfast or the milk in your cereal, and gas, the air around us, smoke, gas that you might burn in your propane in your barbecue. You are made of all those things. You're solid. You've got liquid blood running through your body. You've got gas that your bacteria are making that you're breathing in all the time. You are all 3 states of matter at a time. That's kind of cool. But so we know that matter can be in a solid, a liquid, or a gas state. But what is matter made of? So these are the kind of questions we're working on today. You are going to try to answer these questions. What is matter made of? And what is different about the 3 states of matter that we experience on Earth? The solids, liquids, and gases. So you have 3 options. No, sorry, you have 5 options here. There's a reading. There is an interactive on a website called CK12. There's this one, which is really cool. I really like this, so try this one out for sure. It's called a PhET simulation. It's put together by a college, I think, in Colorado. There's a bunch of these. This is just one that's really cool. This is a small, simple model, just like the one you guys saw yesterday with liquid particles, and you zoomed in and saw them moving. This one shows you solid, liquid, and gas. The thing is, you got to click on this, open up the website, and then what you'll see isn't the right one. You have to click on this little arrow a few times until you see this one that says solid, liquid, and gas. It's easy to find, but just don't, if you open it up, you need to click on the arrow a few times. Then this is a simple video of somebody talking and showing models of different states of matter. And if you don't like this video, if you if you like have YouTube open, you wrote states of matter video, states of matter for middle school, something like that, you'll see lots and lots of videos. This is just one that I thought was easy to understand. What I want you to do is choose at least 2 of these and explore them. Spend 10 minutes, do the reading, and then go to this. Do the PhET and watch the video. Maybe do the reading and do this model and do this interactive. Maybe do all 5 if you have the time and you think it's fun. These are just different ways to kind of experience and to visualize and to read about and to think about different states of matter. Okay, and then I want you to do a few things. So number 1, I want you to look at this. There's 3 models here for 3 different states. I want you to drag these these word boxes. So each of these words is liquid, gas, solid. They're pink. These things are pink. They need a label. Drag these to the one that you think is right. Okay, and then I want you to answer a couple questions. Describe what matter looks and acts like if you zoom in. If you zoom in on anything that's made of matter, what would you say it looks and acts like? And then tell me what is different about the three states of matter? What is different about these right here? Tell me about it. Tell me about what you saw, what you read about, what you saw in the video, what you experienced when you did the FET. What's different about those three states? Summarize it in 1, 2, 3 sentences down here, okay? Then, once you take this Google form quiz, there are 4 questions. It's like little different things about looking at the molecules. Actually, let me just open it. Oh, I need to do something. Great. So if you open that up, you'll find this, and you just got 4 quick questions. Each one's worth a point. All matter is made of. Pick one of these: particles, solids, liquids, state. What state of matter is this? Is this solid, liquid, or gas? Take a look carefully. Look at this. There's solid, liquids, and gas here, a different model. What is different about particles in different states? Is it their speed and spacing? Is it their energy? Is it how much they move around and how far apart they are? Is it their size? And then which of these shows a solid, which picture shows solid particles vibrating in place? Is it A, B, C, or D? That's it. You submit and you're done. Don't forget when you come, because you were writing on the slides, don't forget to turn in the slides when you're done. Don't forget to submit the quiz, and you're done. Fantastic. Have a great Wednesday. We'll see you again in class on Thursday.